Shaun joining us too? Or is he already on?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
All right. Oh, good.
I just go incognito. I go incognito as Spanky.
You do. I only have my computer's wonky. I only have 2 boxes that I can see. It's me and Brad. How are you guys?
What's up,
Good,
brother?
man. How you doing?
Not too bad. Shaun, I probably should start with an apology to you for any trouble I might have contributed getting you into back in my Wichita days. I used to work for T95 in Wichita, and I probably, 14, 15 years ago, Seether played a show at the Cotillion, and we had our own the radio station had our own kind of cheerleaders, the Rock Squad girls, and our music director had this awesome in-ground pool in his backyard. It was bigger than his house. It was bigger than his neighborhood, practically.
God.
But we always invited the Rock Squad girls to come by and party after the show. And you came along, and there was a lot of drinking, a lot of partying going on till late in the evening, and we caused you to miss your bus call. So,
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that.
I actually do. That brings back memories that I haven't even been able to access for a long time. Back in the day when we were young and full of spunk, I guess we were all open to any experience, and you'd often find us all over the city in different, each member doing something different. But I think thankfully we survived those years, man. We made it this far in one piece for the most part, and I'm happy to report that these days we're a much more sort of demure, laid back band, and those kinds of crazy experiences are very, very well, they've been behind us. I guess we're all old and married now, and we have kids, and so it's we're all dads now. Yeah, it was, but we've got. I think that the most fun I've had in a while is having a really good conversation with the 3-year-old, where she tries to explain to me, how unicorns can be dangerous because they have horns that shoot lasers. Those are like those are my really out there experiences these days, and I'm happy about that. But I do actually remember that vaguely.
Myself, I've got one or two. I've got an 18-month-old and I've got a 2-week-year-old, both girls. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the unicorn conversations.
Dude, it's the best.
Talk about memory lane. Yeah, well, Brad, memory lane indeed. 20 years. I don't know how it could be 20 years since the Better Life was put out. I mean, I remember I was working alternative radio at that time. And that was huge. But, man, it doesn't seem like 20 years. It's amazing.
It really don't seem like 20 years, man. It seems kind of like maybe 20 months. I'll go with 20 months, but not 20 years.
That doesn't seem like that long ago, yet it seems like it's been 20 years since we've all been at a show. I mean, it's been 2020 just sucked, obviously.
Yeah, I know, man.
Thank God we've got shows coming back. August 12th, the Stir Concert Cove, the U92 Prod presents 3 Doors Down in Seether. Going to be one hell of a great time to get back out there. But 20 years ago, obviously things changed in a big way for you guys. When you recorded that record, was it at all surprising what the reaction of that was?
Absolutely, man. I think that we were so naive. We didn't realize how small the odds were, just how much they were stacked against us there as a baby band. But the way that we got signed was Kryptonite being played in our hometown, and it became really successful there. So I guess that gave us a little bit of confidence that it might do good abroad, but we had no idea that it would do what it would do, and then that record would do what it did. But it was surreal then, and honestly, it's still kind of surreal now. To look back to see it still be successful now it's still live. It's hard to believe, and I'm just thankful for it every day.
Now Kryptonite obviously was massive and a great song. I think I read a rumor. Was it true that you wrote that when you were in math class in high school when you were 15?
I did, man. I wrote it on my desk, and I was our drummer at the time, and I only became our singer because we didn't have a singer. But that song was wrote around the drum beat, which was just me tapping on my desk. And then wrote the lyrics down and probably wrote the lyrics down to that song is about in the length of time it physically took me to write them down, and brought it to class or brought it to practice that day. And Matt, that was the first lick off of his guitar. I sang it through to him one time, and the first lick off his guitar was the first lick of that song, and it really just kind of never changed.
It's really about the most useful thing that came out of a math class from a high school class probably ever.
Absolutely.
We still use math. The things that you back then, it's just like, I'm never going to do this, but you actually, use
Exactly.
use something completely that changed your life.
Absolutely, man. I'm really thankful for it, and I suck at math.
You don't need to be good at you're good at enough things, that's for sure. Shaun, I remember when Fine Again came out and, kind of changed your guys' life as well. I mean, that put you guys in a whole new perspective for a lot of people as well. What were your feelings back then? I mean, it's like a lifetime ago. I mean, that was such a different era, but, well, and
Yeah.
obviously you're a dad now, you said, but, when you look back at that, what do you think?
Well, there's a lot of interesting stories behind that. Like, originally there was a big fight with the label because they wanted the demo and not the album. The album version we'd recorded. But the first major tour we did when the album came out was Ozfest. So we were terrified of playing Fine Again at Ozfest because it was so heavy. It was, it was Apex Theory, Down, Mushroom Head, all, these really heavy bands. So we didn't even play Fine Again for the first 2 weeks because we didn't want to be, we didn't want to get laughed off the stage, so to speak. But anyway, so then we started playing it and we saw the instant response from people, and it was amazing. And that was kind of like, okay, cool. Well, I'm an idiot. I'm overthinking it too much. People, this is the song that's out there representing us. We have to, we should be playing it. And then, to this day, that song has had such an impact because to this day, you'll have people like, man, I heard that song on Madden. I was like, man, Madden, it was just on the playlist and somebody happened to hear it. And that's how they heard about us. And then that's how we got these fans. And it's always such an interesting story and how it comes about. But for me, writing that song, it was just out of pure frustration. And like Brad said, for me, that song, it happens to be a similar situation where we were told we didn't have a single on our album in South Africa. So I said, fine, let's go to the rehearsal space right now. We went to the rehearsal space and I was really angry. And I had a 7-string guitar, and I just immediately started writing the song. The lyrics came straight to me, the melody, everything. We recorded on a tape cassette, and then took it into that studio, and we sort of threw it at them, and then we went on to this bar, and we got a phone call from them saying, this is the song we want to use as a single. So I was like, okay, cool. So then that kind of was the stepping stone for us in South Africa as well. So it's kind of cool, man. It's amazing how we can still play these songs after 20 years and you can still have an emotional connection to them, but it evolves. So it's not the same. You're not still, angry about being told you don't know how to write something or you need something or whatever. Now it's more like I'm connected to that song because it's so hopeful ultimately, and it's helped so many people through so many things. So yeah, I'm grateful to be able to do that, man. And it changes your life because you move to the States and everything changes. It's like my entire world was different. So it's been great, man.
Big time. Well, running out of time, but obviously 2020 sucked. I mean, we started the year by losing one of the greatest drummers of all time in Neil Peart. We lost Eddie Van Halen. And we all had to be in lockdown. And, music, there's been kind of a drought lately because, bands weren't able to get together and jam and collaborate and record. For each of you guys, did you find anything good from a personal perspective of your musicianship or your writing skills? Or from a band perspective, that there was some good in 2020 in the different ways we had to approach things.
I think it just made us appreciate it more. I think that it was I think we had to hold our breath so long during 2020 that everybody's glad to be able to just take a big old deep breath and let it out and relax and be glad that it's coming back.
Yeah. Like what he said.
How about you?
For me, I spent a lot of time looking for answers at the bottom of a bottle, unfortunately. But I also spent a lot of time away from music because it was killing me, to not be able to do it anymore. So I just focused all my energies on my kid and my wife and to be a good man around here as best I could be. Because I felt that was more important than me coming up here for 6 hours a day and not being part of this crazy situation. So I concentrated more on that. But there's plenty of stuff up here that will come out from the pen, from when it's all over.
New Seether music has been bringing a lot of people through 20 because you guys have had some really, really great songs this year. And
Thanks,
keep
man.
plugging away. We love both of you guys. Do rock and roll to the core. And I can't wait to see you guys. Z92 presents Three Doors Down and Seether, August 12th, Stir Concert Cove. Brad, Shaun, thanks, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you,
man.
brother.
Appreciate it.